I lost my marriage because I couldn't let go of my old ways. Hi everyone, Clara here. I don't really know how to start this because I've been carrying a lot of shame and guilt around lately. I'm 37 today, and when I look back at my life, I sometimes wonder if I ever really changed, or if I just learned how to hide my chaos better. Back in high school, I was one of the popular girls. I loved the attention, the parties, the thrill of being wanted. I slept around more than I'd like to admit. At the time, I thought it was empowering, that being the girl everyone wanted made me untouchable. Truth is, I was just chasing validation, and had no idea how much that would follow me later in life. College wasn't any better. I studied marketing, but honestly, most of my energy went into keeping up with this wild lifestyle. At one point, I was dating 3 guys at the same time. I thought I was managing it well until, of course, they found out. It was a total disaster. Fights broke out, all 3 dumped me, and I was left humiliated. That should have been my wake-up call, but instead, I spiraled further. I downloaded Tinder, hooked up with random men, and even started posting suggestive photos online to make money. To my surprise, it actually paid decently, but I kept it a secret from everyone. It felt like I was living a double life. Clara, the marketing student by day, Clara, the wild girl online by night. When I was 27, I finally landed an office job in marketing. For the first time, I felt like I had something stable. I quit the online photo business and tried to straighten up. Then at 28, I met William. We bumped into each other outside a bar on a Saturday night, and the connection was instant. He was charming, kind, and grounded. Everything I wasn't. He worked in banking and seemed to have his life together. We dated, things got serious, and by 30, we were married. It was the most beautiful wedding, with both our families celebrating. For once, I felt like I was living the kind of life my parents, Jack and Dorothy, had always hoped for me. We bought a house, and soon after, we started a family. At 32, I gave birth to our son, Stephen. At 34, our daughter, Denise, was born. Life was good. My parents were so proud of me, and William was a devoted husband and father. But deep down, I always carried this secret, that he didn't really know who I used to be. He knew I'd had a past, but he didn't know the full extent of it, nor about the photos I'd posted online. I was terrified of him finding out, so I buried it, but secrets have a way of surfacing. When I was pregnant with Denise, one of William's colleagues apparently recognized me from my old photos and mentioned it to him. William came home one evening, clearly shaken, and asked me about it. My heart dropped. I broke down crying, confessed it was in the past, and begged for his forgiveness. To his credit, William handled it with more grace than I deserved. He said he wished I'd been honest from the start, but he also said he didn't want to stress me while I was pregnant. We argued on and off about it for a while, but eventually things quieted down. Denise was born healthy, and life moved on. But then came the mistake that ruined everything. When I was 35, I started going to the gym to get back in shape after my second pregnancy. That's where I ran into Brent, one of the 3 guys from college I dated all at once. I was stunned. Brent looked even better than before, fit and confident. We started chatting just casually at first. He was single, and I told myself it was harmless. William encouraged me to go to the gym, proud that I was looking after myself. But before long, Brent and I started meeting more often. One Saturday evening, after a workout, he suggested grabbing a coffee. I agreed. One thing led to another, and I ended up at his apartment. We had wine, sat on the sofa, and when he leaned in to kiss me, I said no. At first. But then, like some switch flipped in me, I caved. We slept together. The guilt hit me like a truck afterward. William was away on a work trip that night, so I just went home and drank more to numb the shame. Then Brent texted me, explicit. Photos, dirty messages. Instead of blocking him like I should have, I fell right back into my old habits. We started an affair. Weeks turned into months. My gym sessions got longer. William started asking questions. I lied, saying I had to check up on projects at work. The more I lied, the deeper I sank. And then came the night I'll never forget. I walked out of Brent's apartment and found William waiting outside. My stomach dropped. He asked who the man was. I panicked and said he was just a friend. William looked me in the eyes and said, "Strange way to greet a friend, kissing them like that." I tried to explain, begged him to understand, but he walked away and told me to go to Brent instead. He drove off and I collapsed, sobbing. I went back to Brent's and stayed the night. The next evening, when I returned home, my bags were packed. William was calm but cold. He said it was over. He had already spoken to my parents, who admitted to him that I'd always had a history of this kind of behavior. William said he finally understood who I really was. I begged on my knees, crying, promising to change, but it was too late. The divorce was straightforward. I didn't contest anything. William got custody of Stephen and Denise, and I have visitation rights on weekends. After William left, I called my parents. I wanted comfort, maybe even forgiveness. But instead, I got the harshest reality check of my life. They were disgusted. They told me they couldn't believe I could be that stupid after everything they had watched me build with William and the kids. My mom said she didn't even want to hear from me for a while. My dad just told me I'd ruined the best thing I ever had. Hearing that broke me in a way I can't even describe. That night, after hanging up, I sat in my apartment and felt the walls closing in. William wanted nothing to do with me. My children were gone except for weekends. My parents didn't want to speak to me. Even my closest friends had slowly drifted away over the years as I built my new life, and now there was no one left to lean on. I realized that for the first time in my life, I was completely alone. I've never felt such an emptiness before. It's one thing to make a mistake. It's another to look around and realize you've burned every bridge that mattered. The silence in my apartment is deafening sometimes. I lie awake wondering if my kids will grow up resenting me. I wonder if my parents will ever forgive me. I wonder if William still hates me. Or worse, if he's already moved on to someone who can give him the stability I never could. Now, I live alone in an apartment not far from them. I'm still in contact with Brent. We're more like friends with benefits now, but I know deep down this isn't what I want for the rest of my life. I'm 37, divorced, only seeing my kids on weekends, estranged from my parents, and I destroyed a marriage to a man who truly loved me. I don't know why I let myself fall back into old patterns. I don't even know if I'm capable of real change. I guess my question is, what do I do now? How do I move forward from this? Do I cut Brent off completely and try to focus on myself? Do I just accept that I've lost everything I once had? I don't want to keep making the same mistakes. But right now, I feel like that same reckless girl from high school. Just older, sadder, and with far more consequences. Any advice would mean a lot. Comments. Comment 1. So basically, you cheated on your husband with some college ex, lied to him for months, got caught, and now you're surprised your life blew up? Honestly, William sounds like a saint for putting up with you this long. You destroyed your family for some gym. Sex. Congrats. Comment 2. Your poor kids. They're the ones paying the price for your inability to grow up. You say you don't know why you fall into old patterns, but it's because you like the thrill more than the responsibility. Stop pretending to be confused about it. Comment 3. And Brent? Really? Out of all men, you went back to one of the guys who humiliated you in college. That says everything. You don't want stability. You want chaos. Don't expect sympathy when you choose it every single time. Comment 4. Honestly, I hope William finds someone who loves him and your kids the way they deserve. You've proven over and over you can't. The best thing you can do now is stay out of the way and let him raise them without more drama. Update. Wow. I'll admit I wasn't expecting the congratulations on ruining your life fan club to show up in full force. I kind of hoped people would at least try to see the human side of this, but clearly irony's not lost on me. Either, yes, I messed up, big time. I don't deny that. I cheated, I lied, I spiraled. William deserved better, my kids deserved better, and I've paid the price for it. I've tried reaching out to William, texts, emails, but he doesn't respond. The only contact I have with him now is strictly about the kids. Pickups, drop-offs, school schedules, doctor visits. He keeps everything polite but cold, like I'm just another parent in a custody arrangement. Anything else he ignores completely. I guess that chapter is closed whether I like it or not. I have reconnected with my parents, but it's cold. They'll pick up the phone now, but there's no warmth. No, how are you doing, sweetie? Just small talk. Maybe some updates about the kids if I ask. I can hear the disappointment in their voices every time we talk. And Brent? Yes, I still see him. Not going to sugarcoat it. We sleep together, but there's no romance in it. Just two people filling a void. It's not healthy, I know, but it's where I'm at. I thought maybe sharing my story here would bring some kind of understanding, maybe even advice on how to rebuild. But instead, it feels like throwing myself to the wolves. Maybe that's what I deserve, I don't know. Anyway, this is probably my last post. I just wanted to tell my side, flaws and all, thanks to those who actually tried to be constructive. To the rest, enjoy your moral high ground.